Just starting out in Ark? Are you looking for the best? Well, look no further. I present to you the Equus. Not only are they amazing tames, they can knock out other tames for you so you can tame better tames along the way. They also have a pocketed mortar and pestle so you can craft things on the go. These guys are literally, and I say this as a player who's got a lot of hours in Ark, the best starting tame you can get, hands down. Let's get into this. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. These guys are literally the best starting tame that you can get. All right, so starting off, if you're on the island, you're going to have a hard time finding these things. You can find them, but starting off with one is a little bit more difficult. But there are certain places where you can find them. But if you're starting on a couple different maps, these guys are actually a lot easier to get than they are on, say, like the island. If you're playing on Aberration, they're kind of easier to get. If you're playing on Scorched Earth, yeah, if you luck out, you can get one. On Ragnarok, super easy. Start up in the northeast section of the map, and they are all over it. Tameable at level 10, you can get these guys anywhere around here, pretty much wandering all over the Highlands, just wild, just like that. And one of the easiest ways to actually tame them is there's a couple different spots where you can grow crops. If you're starting out on a playthrough, it's one of the main reasons why I recommend getting your crops going as early as possible. As soon as you can craft the crop plots at level 10, level 26, and level 36, get them down. These is right here, you can't grow the veggies in. So at level 26, get your veggies growing as quick as you possibly can. But if you're starting out on some of the other maps that actually have the crops that are just wildly growing, like up here at the farm in the Highlands, located right here, you can notice that they're here by, let me find one of them really quick, right here. These things right here. These right here have carrots in them. Right there. Wild carrots. Now, also, if you're playing, starting out on one of these maps that actually has these things provide really good food and water. Here, let me run around for a sec and drain my water, and I'll show you. All right, so starting off, say you want one of these things, bam, there we go. They give amazing food and water. Yeah, 20 points each, or actually, I believe it's like 22.5% each of food and water. So if you are starting off on one of these where it grows wild, just know these things are amazing early game just for the food and water benefits that they give. Now you can use these to actually tame horses, more specifically carrots. Now what you do is you find a spot or you find a horse that you want to tame out in the wild, and like I said, this is easier done on certain areas where there's plenty of flat area where the horse can run, because you're not going to have any control over it. And let's go find that one I saw earlier, so where we can tame the sucker and show you exactly how it's done. All right, so they are a passive tame with a caveat. So yeah, the stuff goes in your 0 slot, but you have to actually sneak up on them, give them a carrot, and then get on them and immediately jump on. See, this one right here was only level 20, but on the higher level ones, they will ride around whenever they do their little bucking animation. Whenever they do that right there, you have to press the 0 button to feed them as you're going. And that's simple as that. They can run around and they can run you into aloes and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of times you'll get really lucky, especially in places like this. Now, if you're playing on things like Aberration, it's a little bit harder, because they're going to be running around and doing all sorts of different things, and getting into trouble with Ravagers and stuff like that. If you're playing on the island, it's better to actually, honestly, go see if you can pick one up or put it inside of a taming pen, so where you can have it contained, because they do get around and they do run all over. These guys, yeah, they kind of run off on their own. But now that you have one tamed, these guys are absolutely insane. So their saddle is saddle's actually got quite a few different things going with it. So it's craftable in the smithy, and it's learned at level 20. Now, another thing I would like to make sure that you are aware of is that you can't even begin to tame one of these guys until you're level 10. But that is just level 10. So yeah, if you're just starting out, get to level 10. It's quick, it's easy, it's super painless. Unless, of course, you die, and then it is painful. But, yeah, so level 10, you can start taming one of these guys. But you can even do it with berries if you need to. I would not recommend doing that. That will take forever. But, yeah, with just regular carrots, it's super, super easy. So, where was I? The saddle. Yes, so their saddle unlockable at level 20. You can craft it inside of a smithy, but once you have that, it unlocks a whole bunch of new superpowers. Now, it allows you to have just a regular mortar and pestle. Also, it allows you to make lassos, which this is the only place in the game where you can actually craft these things. So lassos are absolutely amazing. Now, if you're not on a horse, you can't even equip it. You can't even put it on. I mean, you can put it on your hotbar, but you can't even use it. But once you are actually on the horse, you can use it. Okay, let me go find something smaller because a horse is too big for a lasso. All right, so you find something that is small than the Equus, and then let's see, where is something like a dodo or a dillo or something like that, just so I can show you guys. Say you have an ovis that you want to actually keep around, but you don't have the stuff on you, but you don't want it to run off, you know, or say if you've got something inside of a cave that you want to tame, but you don't want to actually, you know, tame it inside the cave. You can literally go up to it, use the lasso on it, and then drag that sucker around. And you can literally drag the sucker wherever you want. It is absolutely amazing. Yeah, you can drag all sorts of things everywhere. Matter of fact, when you're just starting out, I would recommend you figure out what all you can lasso and stuff like that. Because this right here, being able to move something from point A to point B without having to tame it first is huge when you need it. I would just recommend if you're pulling bugs and stuff out of the caves, make sure you've got plenty of bug repellent equipped, or else they're going to attack you. So, all right, so now that we've got that covered, and we've got, the mortar and pestle covered, now let's talk about one of their other special abilities. Now, one of their main special abilities is being able to get a lot of berries wicked fast. Now, unfortunately, since they do so many things, there's only so many different perks you can add onto an Equus, but they don't gather fiber. Unfortunately, they do not gather fiber, but they gather just about every other thing. When it comes to berries and such out of bushes, they gather all of that in spades, and that is with the left-click attack. Now, they do have a really cool C button attack, but that right there is just to attack the audience. Here, this right here, C button attack, bam! Yeah, take that, audience. Yeah, that's their C button attack. Isn't it amazing? It's awesome. All right, it allows you to get really good screenshots, though. But their right-click attack, that's where the real joy comes in. This is a 150 Ovis. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so their right-click attack is based off of their melee damage, and it is a back kick, which also gives torpor. See that right there? It knocks things out. And not only does it knock things out, it allows you to tame them as if you knock them out with tranquilizers. Yeah. Very, very impressive. Which is another reason why these guys are absolutely, hands down, the best early game tame you can get. Yeah, you're hearing that a lot in this video because it's absolutely true. Not only can you knock out poor defenseless sheep, you can also knock out poor defenseless trikes, which are not so poor and defenseless. See that? Yeah. Very, very easy, very effective, and absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, these guys paired with an Ichthyornis, you know, the little steely birds that jump down and get your stuff, that right there is my ultimate start. Yeah, those guys are my ultimate start checklist, basically. If you can get an early game Equus and an early game shoulder Ichthyornis, you're set. You can tame just about anything early game, just because you, if it's small, if it's a certain size or below, say, I mean, yeah, I've knocked out Rexes with Equus before. You can knock it out. If you have an Ichthyornis on your shoulder, you can go farm up dodos with the Ichthyornis and get prime meat, so you can tame it. Yeah, those guys, this right here is the ultimate early game setup. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So anyway, that's the Equus. I hope this video helps you out. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate that. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger. And take it easy, everybody. And good luck, everybody. Equus are amazing. These guys, top notch.